Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. In today's video, we will be exploring Baguio. Lots of you guys have been requesting this, so here we are. I myself have been quite curious about it. And we'll be trying to explore some other areas as well in the vicinity. Right, so let's get started. We are flying with the Cirrus SR-22 today. This is, I guess, my second favorite in this sim. First one is the Robin DR400, that plane that we took into Mount Pinatubo. Very nice, very slow but steady plane. This one is a bit along those lines but a bit more high-tech and a little bit more powerful. So this will be perfect for flying since we will be starting off at a higher altitude. Baguio is situated around 4,200 feet, the airport, 4,200 feet above sea level, more or less. Let's do that. Strobes are on. Let me try and see if I can remember this thing. Now I think what we need to do is prime that for a couple of seconds and then boost it up. And from there, mixture is full. We should be able to start the engine like so. There you go. Awesome. And from there we can start the avionics, alternator and avionics. Let's keep the RPMs to around 1,000. There we go. That's the sound I'm looking for. Pitot heat will turn pitot heat on when we are ready to depart from Baguio. I actually saw someone a while ago here. So since Flight Simulator has been released already to the public, I'm starting to see more and more players and happy to see some people flying in the Philippines as well. There was someone who just flew over the airport a while ago. Right, so we will be departing via, let me see, PFD, wind, option 3. We do have a bit of tailwind if we depart from this runway, but I think we can manage that. We should have long enough runway for it. Alright, so let's depart to the south.
Baguio ground, Cirrus Romeo Papa. 1 Charlie Lima request taxi for takeoff south departure. Cirrus Romeo Papa, 1 Charlie Lima taxi to and hold short of runway 27 via taxiway. Contact tower on 123.5 when ready. 27.
Okay, apparently they'll going to give
hold
us
short runway 27 using taxiway Cirrus 1 Charlie Lima.
So they'll have to travel all the way across there. Parking brakes are released. Actually, it's not bad, huh? The houses look a bit, how do you say, Americanized though. I'm not sure if houses in Baguio should look like this. Now, there is no taxiway, so I guess I should have gone to tower already. Well, hopefully no one else is on the runway. Let's go ahead and turn on our landing lights on. Pitot heat on. That looks good. Yeah, I can actually take off from here. But if you look at the winds, it's the same direction. It's coming from our back, blowing the same way as we are headed. And when you are taking off or landing, you want it the opposite way. You want to be facing into the wind. For my friends who are not so familiar with the concepts yet. Because I know we have a lot of new friends joining us. A lot of people getting interested in flight sim thanks to this, in aviation in general thanks to this flight sim. So that's cool. For my friends who don't live in the Philippines, by the way, I might have not oriented you on where Baguio is. Baguio is somewhere to the north of Manila. It's a famous destination for vacations for summer because it's situated quite high up, 4,000 feet, 5,000 feet. And so a lot of people go here during the summer to avoid the heat. It has been known to be called the summer capital of the Philippines, if I remember correctly. and it would be nice to see how it looks from above here in this sim. Alright, let's go and make a U-turn here, so we're facing the runway 27, that's the one. Line up in the middle and then we'll contact tower. Yeah, I like the variety of houses. It looks quite real, except that the houses themselves, the design, looks like it's more from like the US. So I'm not sure if the houses here in Baguio really look like that.
Baguio Tower Cirrus Romeo Papa, 1 Charlie Lima ready at runway 27 departure to the south. Cirrus Romeo Papa, 1 Charlie Lima cleared for takeoff runway 27 south departure approved.
That's the one.
Cleared for takeoff runway 27 Cirrus 1 Charlie Lima.
We need flaps? I'm actually not sure. I don't think so. Alright. Takeoff power is set. Let's go and maintain center line here. Now our takeoff performance will be a bit degraded since you're departing from a higher altitude, and oh my goodness, looks like my rudder control is degraded as well, but that's not the problem of the plane. That's just the problem of the guy sitting behind the chair or in front of the chair, on top of the chair. Let's go and lift that nose up just a bit. Start climbing up. Beautiful. Immediately we can go and tour a bit of the area, because that one right there should be Cannon Road if I am getting my
Cirrus 1 Charlie Lima, continue for south departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
Directions correctly. Let's confirm that.
Baguio Tower Cirrus Romeo Papa, 1 Charlie Lima continue for south departure.
So somewhere here should actually be where the lion is. If you guys are familiar, Lion's Head. In Cannon Road, there's that famous landmark. You might have seen it if you Google it. Somewhere along here, but I doubt it's depicted
Cirrus 1 Charlie
properly.
Lima, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Wow, kind of thick cloud cover here, huh? Alright.
Baguio Tower Cirrus
And
Romeo
it is
Papa,
a bit
1 Charlie
windy.
Lima frequency change.
Lots of what they call them, updrafts from the mountains, so we're getting blown over by the winds. So what we'll do is we'll try to climb up, stay away from those updrafts so we can get a bit more stable winds with us. At the same time, let's tune into center here. Request flight following.
Manila Center Cirrus Romeo Papa, 1 Charlie Lima is type Cirrus SR22 2 miles south of Baguio.
Stay away
Request
from the
flight
clouds as well.
Cirrus Romeo Papa, 1 Charlie Lima Manila Center.
Whoa,
Squawk 7747.
goodness, how bumpy that is.
Squawk 7747 Cirrus 1 Charlie Lima. Cirrus 1 Charlie Lima radar contact 3 miles south of Baguio, 5,900 feet. Altimeter 29.92.
Position checks.
Copy Cirrus 1 Charlie Lima.
I'm actually impressed.
Cirrus 1 Charlie Lima contact Manila Center on 119.3.
Wow, that was a quick handoff.
Going to 119.3 Cirrus 1 Charlie Lima.
I'm actually impressed that they were able to pronounce Baguio correctly. That's nice, because it is, what do you say? It is some kind of like voice, like text-to-speech kind of thing. So they don't have preset words recorded. So they base it on the spelling, and then they have some rules, and then they have this voice synthesizer pronouncing them. So I'm actually impressed that they were able to say that correctly. Right, so I do have a tool with me, a better tool, so I can know where we are. Camp John Hay should be somewhere nearby. Let me see if we can find it. On our right, we should see some kind of island in here. Maybe not island is what you'd call that, which should be PMA, Philippine Military Academy. We slow down here. My goodness, the winds are pretty bad, huh? Sorry guys for the bumpy ride. Hang tight. Okay, let's slow down here. We'll have to enter a few of these clouds. It's okay, we'll make do. Alright. Let me see. Camp John Hay should be on the right. Now, I don't think there are any custom buildings. As always, most of these are automatically generated. I did have a look a while ago though, and I did notice some very recognizable landmarks. Like that one would most likely be SM City Baguio. That one right there. So I don't see any SM signs, but yeah, that's as clear as it can be. Oh man, the clouds are not helping at all. And then that right there, where my mouse is Session Road. I guess that's like one of the most famous roads here in Baguio. That one is Burnham Park. Right there. And that is actually not a building in the middle of the road, but it was not correctly built. And I know this area perfectly because this is the area we stay in most of the time when we go here. My parents are very fond. Actually, my father, my dad was very fond of Baguio. And we would always go here. And we would stay at that place where I pointed out with that fake building in the middle of the road. And he would go to quote-unquote UK, if you're familiar. UK in the Philippines means something completely different. It means ukay-ukay. It's like, how do you call it? Like flea market kind of thing, where you look for bargains. And if you get lucky, you get some very affordable prices for original items that are, I don't know, maybe secondhand or something along those lines. But my dad was in particular very fond of them. I was not so much, but yeah, he loved it here. And he's like, he would always ask us to go, and we would always stay there in that area. So that's cool. So let me know if you recognize any of the other landmarks. I'm just flying irresponsibly here just for the sake of the views. But we'll go and try to make it better a little bit. Yeah, not the best weather right now in Baguio. We could change it for visibility purposes. If you guys like, let's do that. So let's do active pause here. This is the power of the simulator. And some people don't like it, but let's go and clear skies there. And let's do another flyby so you guys can see better. And then we'll switch back to other clouds. Actually, I tried live weather a while ago. Live weather seems to be not working at all. Live weather just gives you like clear skies like this. So sometimes live weather doesn't work. So I had to put in some clouds manually. Alright. So there should be a church here somewhere. Now I think churches are not depicted properly either. They're probably just like generic buildings put in. It should be to our right here. Somewhere there. If you can spot it. That should be SM. And for those who are not familiar, SM is a very famous, how do you say, mall franchise. SM stands for Shoe Mart. And they started off as like a shoe selling company. Very small before, but now they are all over the country. And I don't know how many there are, but they have like one of the biggest malls and one of the most numerous malls in the entire Philippines scattered around. I do like the look of this though in general. Like, we might not be able to spot specific buildings, but the look of that, not too shabby. Yeah. And yeah, the SM is very clear to see because that's the biggest structure over here. Let's fly over there again. That's the only major landmark that I am familiar of. So yeah, if you have gone to the Philippines before, if you're from around these parts, you might be familiar with some of the areas. If you're not, then that's perfect because you're in for the tour. Quite nice, quite dense here. But I like how the buildings are arranged, just hugging each and every part of the hills. That's the one, Session Road again. Session Road is, I think, this one where my mouse is. Right. Now, I don't think the buildings go that high in reality, but I like that there are like cars and everything, and that should be like the market where you buy your pasalubong, your goodies to bring home to your loved ones. Let's go back down. That does not look bad at all, huh? Yeah, Burnham Park is right there. I remember this vividly. Although that one I don't think looks like that, like a Colosseum type building. I don't think that really exists. Yeah, that's the fake building I was talking about. This one is, what do you call it? Yeah, Venice Hotel, I think that is. So this is like the lake, the man-made lake, where you can like rent boats in the shape of doves or something, goose or whatever, swans, and then you can paddle it along this place. Quite nice. I like it. Oh, so cool. So let me know if you spotted any of the other buildings. Comment the timestamp in which one you found, and we'll see what we can crowdsource with this kind of information. Right from here, I should start climbing up. And actually, yeah, I forgot everything about flying already. Let's go ahead and turn off those landing lights. I think everything else should be okay though, okay-ish. Best rate of climb for this plane is 101 knots. So we'll go and pitch up here. So if you can climb better, we'll be climbing to around 11,000 feet because we are headed straight to Mount Pulag. Mount Pulag, I think, is considered as the highest peak in Luzon or even in the Philippines. I think it is the third highest mountain in the Philippines. That is what Wikipedia is saying, at least. But it does have some amazing sights, although with this kind of weather you don't really get to appreciate it. And if I switch to live weather, it's basically the same thing, so it doesn't really recognize. So although I did fly this a couple of days ago, and it looked like more like this. That is how I guess it should look in reality. And just the temperature here. That is normally how it looks. And my goodness, that looks amazing, doesn't it? So if we zoom out on the map here, you should see some mountains shaping up. Yeah, there you go. Those like orange shade areas. There's actually a plane as well. That might be a player flying over Mount Pulag as well. Yeah, it's a very famous hiking destination. Some of my more active colleagues, I've seen some photos from them, some breathtaking photos. On my end, I'd happily just fly over them in the simulator. I don't think I'm cut out to be hiking this intense. Maybe if it was like a level path, fine, but mountains, Mount Pulag, 2,926 meters above sea level. How much is that? That's, I guess, around 10,000 plus feet. So at our current height, if we stick to this height, 8,500, we won't even be able to cross over Mount Pulag. Well, that's why I'm climbing to 11,000 at the very least, so we can have a chance of exploring it. But my goodness, look at this. Look at that view, right? My goodness.
Manila Center Dynasty 51 is out of flight level 370 for 10,000 feet.
That might be
Dynasty
that
51
guy.
Manila Center, continue as planned.
Right, let's continue climbing here. That might be the peak of Mount Pulag right there. That is the highest one I can see from the horizon. Guessing that's it. Everything just looks so breathtaking. I remember the other day when I went here, there were even like multiple layers of clouds, and that was live weather. So it was like a couple of these puffy clouds here near the mountain height, but above, like around, I don't know, 20,000 feet or above, you have this like overcast situation. You have like full cloud cover. Oh my goodness, it's bumpy. The winds from the mountains, I guess, are knocking us over bit by bit. My goodness. Yeah, the Philippines is beautiful. I don't even know how you go to Mount Pulag on foot. From what I've seen, I think you start off in Baguio, and I guess you take some kind of public transportation to a village, and then from there you start hiking. But if you guys have more details for me, let me know, okay? So as always, let's crowdsource this. My goodness, that just looks so real. Actually, when I went here the other day, just to scout it if it's worth looking at, it looked so good that I actually took some photos and made it into my phone wallpaper. So this is currently my phone wallpaper with the same plane, the same place. Quite different looking clouds though. We had even thicker clouds back then in real weather. But the winds were a bit more calm that time as well, not this bumpy. So hang tight, keep your seatbelts fastened. I know it's been quite a bumpy ride. We'll get there. Something else I want to check, because if we continue northeast here, so we start off in Baguio, we head northeast, we'll eventually see Mount Pulag to our left here. Let me move to the right a bit. I love how the layers look, those mountains. You know, the gradient kind of gray, dark gray to light gray because of the fog and everything. That just looks so real. In addition to all the cloud layers and everything. Beautiful. Now I'm looking at the mountain from there, and it feels like 11,000 still wouldn't be enough. So let me just go to 12,000 to be on the safe side. Oh yeah, it's still pretty windy up here. And I just love how the clouds kind of go around and merge with the mountains. It looks so good. Let's go external view again. That might be the peak right there. It doesn't look so high anymore, but that's because we're at 12,000 feet now. Look at that. And that is actually quite accurate if I show you some images from Mount Pulag just from Google search. That's how it looks. So you can see the mountains overlooking and all the clouds there. That doesn't look too far away from what we're seeing in the sim, right? And you can modify the clouds as you wish, make it clear, different time of day. Oh, look at this, guys. Look at this. If I go for different time of day here, look at that view. And everything just happens in real time. You can change it, take as many photos as you want. Although the sim seems to be like hanging like this. And this is fairly recent. When you change the weather like that, it hangs for a couple of seconds afterwards. So we change that, make it midday. Make it sunset or pitch black at night. Sunset. whichever you choose, it's going to be absolutely breathtaking. Let's go for live weather. Actually, live time, but not live weather. That is the peak of Mount Pulag. If you look at our height here, yeah, we're actually at almost 13,000 feet now. Beautiful, my goodness. Wonder if we can land there. Not in my wildest dreams. Okay, let's continue. Wow, right? I know. So good. And this is why I cannot stop playing this sim. Oh my goodness. Overspeed. Pitch up, slow down. We are getting close to the service ceiling for this plane. I think let's go ahead and start descending a bit. In any case, the mountain should stop hammering us soon as we start clearing them here. Let's just slow down here, because the higher you go, the smaller that window gets. You see the distance between the overspeed and like the 100 plus knot range here. That those barber strips go closer and closer as you climb. So the window, the margin for maneuverability gets lower and lower. So let's descend a bit here. Just stick to, maybe I guess you can go 11,000 actually. We can start descending bit by bit, because I don't think there will be many mountains anymore. We have one more main stop, and this one I haven't seen before yet, so we'll have to check it out together. But you guys recommended to me as well to check out Banaue Rice Terraces. I have a feeling it won't be portrayed well. From the satellite images, you can see Banaue Rice Terraces from top view, but it's not very, how do you say? It's not very obvious. So we'll see how that looks like. Let me try and search for it in the map though. Okay, I have an idea where it is. I actually have this tool now that synchronizes like Google Maps and where I am in the sim, so that I can actually see where my plane's location is, and then I can have like a Google Maps overlay on top of it. Let me show you how that looks. That's where we are. I can get information on all the runways, the airports, and then I can have an idea how close I am to the actual landmarks, because this is a Google Maps overlay. Very useful tool. It's called Little Nav Map, and it synchronizes, it connects with Flight Simulator for Microsoft. Yeah, all the things you can do in a Flight Simulator. Right, let's start descending. Yikes. Yeah, still pretty windy at times. Now, Banaue Rice Terraces is, let me see how high that goes. 4,900 feet above sea level. And now, if we want to see that better, I guess it would be nice to be around at most 2,000 feet. So let's go and target 7,000 feet here and see what we can find over there. One last look at Mount Pulag before we move on. I think that's it right there. Beautiful. So yeah, the satellite images themselves, if you just look at the satellite image, that's what's getting downloaded automatically by this simulator. It doesn't look that breathtaking, but what they do is they put the satellite image as like a starting point, and then they use that. Let's try and avoid these clouds. We are flying VFR after all. Although, to be honest, I'm not sure if you can even go beyond 10,000 in VFR conditions. In VFR rather. Visual flight rules. That's when you have a little bit more freedom on where you go. IFR, instrument flight rules, is when you actually like file a flight plan. Say I'm going to this waypoint, this heading. So you have like IFR is where you follow the exact line. You have a definite flight plan. VFR is you're a bit more loose, but with VFR there are some rules that you have to follow, like not going into clouds, staying at certain altitudes, and stuff like that. So we'll try to follow that a bit here. Descend a bit here. Cloud cover over here is a bit thick though. Might have to actually, you know what, maybe I should have, yeah, because I don't think we'll be able to descend that much. The clouds are a bit close to the ground here, so what we'll do is we'll punch it, we'll climb again, we'll just climb over them. And I think as long as you're like 1,000 feet above clouds, we should be fine. But Banaue Rice Terraces should be straight to the north. So let's go and head that way. Fly over these clouds, and then we'll descend once we get closer. It's so nice. Yeah, I think this altitude is fine. Far away from clouds already. Alright. So let's just level off here. My goodness. I cannot stop playing this sim. Just want to explore and explore and explore. In addition to flying the planes and getting used to them. As you guys might have noticed, I am not the most seasoned virtual pilot you can have. You'll need to have your seatbelts buckled the entire time. You'll need to have your vomit bags ready. But we'll get there eventually. And hopefully my skills develop bit by bit, because I will definitely need to sharpen those. So also let me know if the volume is a bit too loud. I've gotten requests to increase the volume last time, so I increased it, but now I'm not sure if some people will complain about the engine sound. Maybe you prefer it quieter. If ever, let me know. My goodness, that just looks absolutely beautiful. Right, now that we don't have clouds anywhere near us, we can start descending. Just moving to idle here and letting us pitch down naturally so we can avoid those clouds. And this is what I absolutely love about this sim. I keep saying it. Previously I was in X-Plane. That's another flight simulator. Very different from this one. But what I don't like about it is the weather system. It doesn't look anywhere near this good, first of all. And second, the weather system is not the best, especially when it comes to appearance. The weather updates every few minutes in that sim, and when it does, it kind of flickers in and out. Like, okay, every 15 minutes it would update, so okay, the clouds look like this. After the 15-minute mark, you would then see, can we stay 7,000? One sec guys, might need to climb again here because these mountains are quite high. Let's have a look here. I think I can do some kind of display. No, GPS topo. There should be like a terrain warning, so when you're at risk of smashing into something, that becomes yellow, and then when you're really going to smash into something, that becomes red in the map. But I don't think it's implemented here in the G1000 on this one. Right, let's just keep that. Banaue Rice Terraces should be close. We should have visibility on it. It might be that thing there on that map. based on the other map I'm looking at. So let's try that. I'm not sure if I can do this. We'll see how much we can descend. Yikes, look at, yeah, very mountainous region still. Yeah, I don't think it's safe here. So what we'll do instead, for the sake of visibility, we'll tune the weather again, move to 7,000, go up and down here. But let's try live weather if it's fixed. It's still not. Still giving us clear skies, but that's perfect in this case, because we want to see Banaue Rice Terraces in its entirety. Let's see if it was portrayed properly. Now what we should be seeing is something like this, for those who are not familiar. Something like that. But expectation versus reality, we will see soon enough. Now it should be distinguishable. At least it shouldn't look like a normal mountain, I think. Let me see. Yes. So there should be a small town nearby. What do they call it? Batad? Maybe? So it should be below us. Might be that one. But I don't see any semblance of the rice terraces. Not even like lines or anything. You guys see it? Should be flying almost over it now. Here on this side. Interesting, it's not even here. So it should be on our left here. Might be that one actually. Yes, I think it's that one. If we go closer here, I'm actually climbing. Let's go lower. That might be it, guys. Yes. Alright. Let's keep that in our view here on the left. Not exactly a description of safe flying, but so we get nice views. Let's risk it a little. Should be on the left, like that brown spot right there. That should be it, I think. Doesn't quite look like it. So what I'm expecting is, so we have this, we have that, right? It should be, if I zoom in here, it should look like that at the very least. You know, we have those lines. But I guess it does have those lines if you zoom in. Yeah, kind of. Vaguely. Yes, maybe. But not so close to this one, huh? But yeah, I think that's the... Let's go closer. Let's see how this works. Oh my goodness. Okay, my skills will be tested here. Oh, there. How about that one? Yeah, that one looks a bit more rice terracey. Yeah, actually not bad. Some of it is getting portrayed. So I think what's important is we don't crash. My bad. So yeah, that should be it right there. And when you get close, it starts getting a bit more detailed. Let's bank harder here. 60-degree bank, why not? That's the one. Yeah, the closer you get, actually, the more details you see. It actually gets better. Much better than when you're more than 2,000 feet above. I'll take it. Not bad for purely satellite image driven data. Nothing customized, nothing handcrafted there. Thank goodness you were using this plane. Oh my goodness, look at that, guys. That might be a thumbnail shot right there. Whew. Okay, let's get back on our original flight plan here. Will we be able to make this climb? Yes, we can. Should be no problem. It's actually a very powerful aircraft. Perfect for sightseeing because it's not too fast. So you can fly over things at a bit more leisurely pace. But if you need the power, it's always there. Let's go and switch to the CDI here so that the magenta line is consistent to what's there in that map. It's not bad. I'll take it. Do we have other areas like it? Let's see. Oh, we do, yeah. Yeah, the rice terraces are scattered across, and you see some more of them here. Some of them here are actually a bit more defined, a bit more pronounced. Cool. And that doesn't look bad either, does it? Good one. Alright, let's have a look. How close are we? Our destination, 51 miles. Oh my goodness. Might not make it that far because ETE 20 minutes to go before we arrive there. That will be a bit too long. Let's have a look if there is an airport nearby. I think there is. Romeo Papa Uniform Zulu, Bagabag Community. Although this mountain looks fairly close to where we are at the moment. So let's continue that climb and focus. Yeah, when you're this close to the mountain, you can see all the details. All the trees coming out there. Just makes it look so good. Beautiful. Alright, let me see. So what we can do is go for... This is useful for like when you have emergencies. You have this nearest airport there. Romeo Papa 14 is 20 miles away actually. That's even nearer. You can go direct there, I guess. So the flight plan should change. There you go. So that we should be led into that one now. Whichever runway that is. Now let me see if we can find more details on that. Let me see. Nearest. That one. Nearest that one. Okay, it says here 1,195 feet. Not very comfortable with that actually. That's the runway length. That's very short runway. I think I'd rather pick this one, Bagabag, because if we choose that here, that should be 1,200. Okay, it's not much of an improvement, only 5 feet difference. How about the next one? That one's even shorter, 741 feet. That one is much better, 2,091 feet. Kawayan. Alright, let's go there. Can we go direct? Alright. That looks proper. Can we see that here as well? Romeo Papa Uniform Yankee. So we don't have to travel all the way to Bigarao. That one. 6,859 feet. That might be the elevation. So that looks like it's atop mountains. That looks like it's even higher than where Baguio started, where we started in Baguio. Interesting. Okay, so let me try and find that in my map. Let's see how I can change this back. That one. Alright, that looks good. Has even like an airspace there or something. It seems promising. Right. Alright, let's plan this properly. Now I do want those clouds. Those look more scenic. Yeah, live weather still not working. So let's bring those back, because that definitely puts some more excitement into where we're flying, right? That's a lot more photogenic. Although there is something to be said about keeping it in live weather, but yeah, when live weather doesn't work, it's not really that encouraging, is it? Okay, looks like there is a VOR as well. This is a Kawayan Community Airport. 6,883. Ah, wait a minute. I think I'm reading that wrong. Because apparently it seems like the 6,800 is the runway length. That one, 6,859. So that's good. Runway, it says 6,859 indeed. Okay. So what I'm actually looking at here, when I was looking for nearest airports, that one. Let me see. That one. 2891 by 34. I'm not sure where it gets that, because that does say the runway is 2,000. But in here it says the runway is 6,800. Okay, in any case, we have that as destination now, so let's continue to it. We'll have to descend somewhat, find a way through. Why did I not tune anywhere? Actually, did I forget to tune to Manila Center? Might be.
Manila Center, Cirrus Romeo Papa, 1 Charlie Lima, 9,100 feet. Cirrus Romeo Papa, 1 Charlie Lima, Manila Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
116.5. We have a VOR that we can track for additional guidance. 116.5 should be the VOR at the airport. So if you look at nav1 here, there we go, Kawayan, 28 miles away, pretty close to the GPS. Just as an additional validation. Alright. Now let me see if we have Kawayan. There we go. It looks like it's not a towered airport, so it will be up to us. Let's do our calculation here.
You are 26 miles southwest.
So
we maintain 3,600 feet. Expect vectors visual runway 12 approach.
Let's say we're at 9,000 feet.
6024 descend and maintain 2,200 feet.
And the airport is at 200 feet, so we need to lose. Let's say we need to lose 9,000 feet just for easy thing.
Descend and maintain.
We should be starting to descend at 27 miles away.
Approach CR 6024.
And actually we are late. We should have started descending already. So 9,000 feet to lose, more or less. Times 3, 27 miles. That means you should start your descent 27 miles away from where you are headed. And the descent should be around a 3-degree pitch down attitude. But since we're late there, we'll try to catch up to that one. So let's see, at 7,000 feet, 7 times 3, 21. Okay, yeah, we will need to descend much faster than this. That's fine, we'll make our way through. That's so nice. Everywhere you go, you get it as accurate as possible. based on satellite imagery and AI functionality. Continue our descent here. Once we have the traffic, once you have the runway in sight, we can go ahead and cancel flight following, and we can tune into airport frequency to announce our intentions. We're at 6,000 feet times 318. Right, let's continue our descent here. Still not low enough. Would be much easier if you can program the top of descent already, but it's nice anyway this way. Get to trigger, get to use the brain more. So 5,000 feet once we get there, should be 15 miles away, so getting closer, the gap is getting closer. So let's keep that descent in there. We make it a bit actually steeper. This. What is the approach speed on this plane? Is there nothing along those lines? Actually, I'm not sure. I just have to float a little. Anyway, it's a very long runway. Shouldn't be a problem for us. Alright, so once we get to 4,000 feet, we should be 12 miles away. Almost there. We're at 4.5. 12,000. Yeah, that's okay because the elevation of the airport is 200, so at 4.2 should be 12 miles away. Right now we're at 4.2 and we are 11 miles away, so very close. I like it. In terms of winds in the airport, I think what we'll do is we'll just fly over it. We'll look for the windsock and then we'll see what the wind is like, because there is no ATIS or anything, so we cannot get a heads up on how the winds are looking like. So I don't have visibility of the airport just yet. 3,000, there we go. So once we reach 3,000 feet, I think we are on the perfect vertical path already. I've been in idle ever since. Just letting it coast. Do we have any nice landmarks here? Maybe some of you guys are from around these parts. Kabatuan. That one, I think. Oh, it's beautiful, the cloud shadows.
Sierra 6024, please expedite your descent to 2,200 feet.
Right, I think we're good there. We can slow down our descent once we reach 2,000 feet. There you go. Man, that is beautiful. Looks like there is a plane as well on our to our south. On our right, should be around 4 o'clock. It's very hard to see from here. Oh, there it is. There he is. That's nice. That must be a player. I just saw him in my map there. Now let me try and make this a bit more steady.
Sierra 6024, please expedite your descent to 2,200 feet.
Do we have the runway in sight?
6024 traffic is 1 o'clock, 4 miles at 2,100 feet Cirrus or 22.
Oh, that's
Report
cool.
them in sight.
They actually see us. Well, they're reporting that we are at 2,100 and they're telling the other plane, you have traffic.
Sierra 6024 have the traffic.
There you go. That's cool. Why didn't they ask us?
Sierra 6024 airport is 9 air miles at your 3 o'clock. Maintain present heading and altitude, report runway in sight.
It looks like they're landing actually in the same airport. Interesting.
Maintain present heading and altitude Sierra 6024.
That's a little spice in it.
Sierra
Is that the runway?
6024 has the runway in sight.
That's the runway. Yeah.
Sierra 6024, you are 8 miles west of Romeo Papa, Uniform Yankee. Turn right heading 075.
Yeah, looks like they are landing at the same airport. So let's go ahead and cancel flight following here. We'll tune into the
Manila
airport.
Center, Cirrus 1 Charlie Lima, cancel flight following.
Cirrus 1 Charlie Lima Manila Center, cancellation received. Squawk 7000. Frequency change approved.
Good. That's good. Let's tune into traffic.
Turn right heading 075. Sierra 6024.
Tune into the airport traffic. Now I'm not sure yet. Why is there only one runway for landing? Okay. So we are actually on downwind already if that's the case. It's only one option for landing.
Romeo Papa, Uniform Yankee traffic, Cirrus Romeo Papa. 1 Charlie Lima is on downwind runway 12.
Wait a minute. No. Runway 30.
Romeo Papa, Uniform Yankee traffic, Cirrus Romeo Papa. 1 Charlie Lima is on downwind runway 12.
That's not working. Alright, let's disregard that, guys. Let's focus on landing here. Let's aviate first. Yeah, we have another airplane coming at the same time. We should be coming first more than him. And we are pretty high here. You guys see him? In terms of the winds, I think runway 30 is the right one. Let me double check the flap speeds here. Flaps below 119 knots. So let's keep it level. So I lose airspeed. There we go. Deploy 1 notch of flap so we slow down. Get that faster descent. Let's make that base and final turn. That's looking good. You can make that work. Second notch of flaps. Might need to do a forward slip here. You guys have been telling me to learn some maneuvers. No, but I think we're good. Forward slip apparently is used when you need to lose a lot of altitude fast. Turn on landing lights. You guys spot the plane? I don't see him. We have a bit of crosswind here. That's fine.
500.
Sure. Let's just keep it like this. Correct it like so. There you go. 30 is actually blocked. You can see an X there, the 30 marker. So apparently this is not a valid runway for landing. Oh, we're going to plop down here, guys. One sec. Not the best landing. Floating. Float. There you go. Whew. Let's see where that other airplane is. He is pretty close. Maybe that's why it wouldn't allow me to choose runway 30 because it's apparently blocked. I see the plane. I hear him. I don't see where he is. He might come in at the last moment. Actually, I don't see him anymore. Interesting. Okay. Well, it was a classic Clumsy Airlines landing at the very least. So, see that as is. I think we'll have to taxi back there, but I think we can go ahead and visit one of these houses. Let's just taxi along somewhere nearby. Stop along the grass here. Unorthodox taxiing. But I like that you can actually taxi anywhere like this. You don't have to stick to the runways. It allows for some bush flying mechanics. The only thing that it doesn't allow is you flying in or even touching a little bit of water if you're not a water plane, a seaplane. Did I forget to turn off the fuel pumps this entire time? My bad. Nobody spill on me there. Okay, I think we leave it here, guys. Straight to the destination, to the hotel. Putting taxiing in a very different definition. Actually, we're crossing the road here. That is pretty cool. It's nice though, you see the detail here. You can see all the grass even at this level. Wouldn't imagine that possible in a flight simulator like this. That it has that amount of detail for a default scenery that can actually travel at this low, at ground level, and still get decent graphics. Is that water? I just was saying water is not allowed. Cannot dip our toes into it. No, it's not. Looks like some kind of road. Alright, but we're here, hotel. Straight to the destination. Love it. And thank you for joining me on this episode, guys. I will take care of shutting down the plane for you. Well, let's do it together. Why not? Just shut it off like that. And off we go. So hope you enjoyed that flight, guys. Sorry it was a bit bumpy. Not the best piloting skills, but I had too much fun sightseeing. I forgot to fly the plane. Hope you enjoyed nonetheless. Thanks for watching and looking forward to your comments. Have a nice day. Clumsy flying. Bye-bye.